Oh, we're on Periscope too. Did somebody tweet it so I can retweet it? Oh, can somebody tag me so I can share it? Thanks. Oh, look, and iStandard is live and I'm the only person watching. It's madness, this technology, madness. All the lives. All the lives. We could give it to you however, who have it, who has it. Hi y'all. Check, 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 check. I heard it. Oh, we're on Instagram already. Hi you all. It's like a special edition of the chopping block, but it's not because it's the same shit we do every week. But some of y'all get to watch us do it, and others of you get to just listen to us do it as per usual. This is the Chopping Block podcast, and I go by Saint Boogie on these internet streets, which are the only streets left available to us at the moment. Yes, despite what you've heard, Atlanta's not open for real. Atlanta's open light. Nothing is open past like 8 o'clock. But somehow we still have traffic. That's the thing. I got stuck in traffic earlier today. Anyway, for those of you who are just watching, listening for the first time, the Chopping Block podcast is the audio iteration of the two most popular sections on the iStandardProducers.com website. That is the credit check, which is the most comprehensive listing of album credits you will find on these here internet streets. If an artist divulges who played the triangle on their song, we will have that listed in their credits, unlike some other places. And the other segment is the chopping block, which is our track by track review of albums. Really exciting news. We're about to start doing some of that on camera as well. But for the meantime, we just kind of go through, the team goes through track by track and gives our opinion on each one. Obviously, Sis and I cannot do that live on air with y'all. So instead, we're just going to talk about all things album release and producer. So let's see. I don't want to talk about any more versus battles. I ain't watch it. I ain't watch it. Really? I thought that I did not know. See, all the conversations I actually no, I'm sorry. I didn't hear any conversations about it because I made a comment on Facebook and said that when I tuned in right as Jill Scott had, or as Erykah Badu had finished playing the Roots song and he talked about it, and then Jill played it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna come back because I really don't know why we're playing the same song again.
But we knew that would happen.
Huh?
We talked about that last week.
Right. I was like, well, what? But like, what? Okay, cool. Y'all want to play both of them? That's fine. Then when I came back, they were talking. They were not playing music, and y'all know, I joke around about it, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm making light of it, but I do believe that I'm probably partly on the spectrum, and I just don't have the patience for certain things. And I was just like, sis, I came for music. I did not come for this Black Girl Magic Love Fest, which is great, albeit possibly insincere. I don't know these women in real life. So then after I posted that on Facebook, everybody was like, oh my God, it was amazing. I hear you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It ain't do nothing for me. And then it was like, I don't know, 20 comments in 5 minutes, and I turned off notifications on the comments. Apparently, it's a great thread going on over there on my Facebook page.
Well, it didn't do anything for you because you checked out. So obviously, it didn't do anything for you. I was there for a while, and so what we learned was that they are actually really good friends, and they also
Awesome.
feel like there's been this narrative that has been trying to pin them against each other for years. And I mean, they're really good friends. So it was a fireside chat. It was teachable moments. They went in depth into a lot of the song lyrics. It was a kumbaya, black come to black Jesus moment.
Okay.
And 800,000 of us stuck around for the majority of it.
God bless. Look.
I listen. I'd rather have that than the weird energies of the other ones. I'm all for competition if you're gonna do it right. But it was a vibe. It was completely different than anything that happened before, and I'm glad that this one broke records.
I did see that. I'm just over the format. Because maybe for me in my, again, I'm an analog girl in a digital world. See what I did there? I am your young auntie, and in some ways I am technologically challenged, and not even technologically challenged, but just flat out looking at you like, look, I'm not doing this shit with y'all. So I'm sorry, I just saw something on the screen that just completely threw me off. So it's just like the accessibility, the fact that like I have to sit, like I can't, I don't know. I was in the car. I really was hoping that this was going to be the one because I was in the car and I could just let it play through my speakers in the car because I'm not supposed to be looking at the phone anyway. They weren't playing music. They were talking. I wasn't really necessarily trying to hear that. And so, yeah, I'm sorry I missed it. I'm glad it was a moment for the girls. I've also come to understand from going back and looking at the playlist that I'm clearly a bigger Erykah Badu fan than I am a Jill Scott fan, because I really don't know Jill Scott songs like that after the first album. I love Jill though.
A lot more people knew Jill Scott's albums and content
Really?
than I thought.
Oh, than you thought. I thought you were going to say than Erykah's.
No, I mean, so when you talk about artistry, Erykah Badu is the more known entity.
Okay.
That's not without a doubt. But Jill Scott's catalog is extensive and impressive, and as a big label stamped artist, she's had a hell of a career. And I think that's one of the things that we learned as she played her catalog, and all her stuff went back on iTunes, and Erykah's stuff went back on iTunes as
well. Well, this weekend we're getting Nelly versus Ludacris. And somebody posted a side-by-side of their numbers on Spotify. Baby. Let me be the first person to say that we clearly do not put enough respect on Cornell's name. When I tell you, well, I mean, did you see that side by side? Huh?
I didn't, but I didn't need Spotify to tell me that. I mean, both of these guys, first of all, Nelly went diamond. So I don't need Spotify to tell me that Nelly is one of the biggest artists in music in rap history, and so is Luda. So I mean, I just didn't need it, but I'm glad that the kids get to see it because I was around during Suit and Sweat. I was around during Nellyville, Country Grammar, all those types of things. So maybe people forgot. I saw somebody say Air Force.
That's what it is.
I saw somebody say Air Force Ones was attributed to ASAP Rocky. So that goes to show this generation knows about
Bless
Nelly.
their hearts. So that was my thing with it. Like, not that I needed somebody to tell me how big of an artist Nelly was. Like, I definitely understand that Nelly has done some things that, like, nobody maybe in hip hop will ever do again, possibly. But when you see some of these numbers actually in your face, when you see that he has his top 5 most popular songs all have over 100 million streams on Spotify, and the least of these is Country Grammar, which has 109 million. Hot in Here has 203. Just a Dream has 214 million. Ride With Me got 240 million. Dilemma has 346 million streams on Spotify alone.
And that's us. That's all people our age going back and reliving our teen years. And, Dilemma was
Ride
such
With Me gets a ridiculous amount of play nowadays, like still today. Like airplay on, the old school stations and stuff like that.
Right. Those boom stations and things like that. But because that record, Nelly's got great music.
Mm-hmm.
And Ludacris does too. And here's why I like this battle. Like, there's other people that I would, people have been throwing around, but I like this battle because Ludacris is also one of the great artists that we don't talk about.
Yes, that is true.
And he achieved all the accolades. He had all the numbers. He sold all the records. He did the movies. Like, both of these guys are staples in 2000s hip hop.
Right. Here's the thing. It is the difference between a rap artist who went pop and a super A-list rap artist. It's the difference between 10 million monthly listens in 2020 for Nelly versus 5 million for Ludacris, which isn't little, you know what I'm saying? Considering Ludacris just put out that Sex Beat joint with Lil Jon earlier or late last month, at some point last month. And then we hadn't really heard anything new from Luda probably, I don't know, in 2-3 years. I'm not sure. There's probably something on like a Fast and Furious soundtrack maybe. But 5 million for Ludacris in 2020, I think is super respectable. And when we're looking at these numbers, if we weren't comparing him to Nelly, maybe Eminem, I don't know who else has these kinds of numbers where you're talking about 74 million from My Chick Bad. And I doubt that My Chick Bad is Ludacris's most popular song in terms of, things that might have been a crossover or what have you.
Yeah. So this is going to be a good one because they have smash hit records, and I can see this going blow for blow. And I think that both of these guys are going to play their hits. I don't think it's going to be like, I'm going to play this obscure B-side that I really liked. Chris with his radio background, Nelly just being, Nelly, I just feel like they're going to play their hits. Finally.
Right. Finally. Speaking of hits, I don't know how I ended up in this amazing late 90s, early 2000s rap time machine yesterday. I forget what song. I know what song it was. For whatever reason, the horribleness of some of the lyrics from Dead Wrong by Biggie popped into my head. And then I wanted to listen to the song and I played the song and it mixed in a bunch of Busta Rhymes records in there. And that made me think, why has a Busta battle not happened yet? I think people sleep on the fact that Busta Rhymes gave us at least 2 to 3 mega hits per year from 1996 to 2006 consistently.
I don't know. I think there's just no artist like Busta. Like, who do you compare Busta to? Who would have made you say, yeah, that person versus Busta? I think it's more of a homage to the longevity and just the diversity of his catalog. I mean, He went from he maintained every part of himself through no matter what he did, no matter how big he got, he always maintained the core from Leaders of the New School. It's the same dude. Even when it's Pastor Cavassier, he's the same dude. Cha Cha Cha. Same dude with his crew. Same guy. Like his whole catalog. No matter who he was producing, Notch Records and Neptune's records, it was the same energy. So it's like, who battles him? And the flashy names you would think of, you'd have to put him up against somebody close to a Jay-Z or somebody like that because of the number of years he has on his belt. I'm not saying.
I asked my question on Facebook and on Facebook and the real internet, Twitter. And apparently his name had been thrown around in the last few weeks or the last few days. I think because stylistically and in terms of creativity, specifically with their videos and just in general, people were saying him versus Missy. And then somebody said that Swiss said that Snoop and Busta Rhymes were going to battle.
That would be a good one. That's comparable because once again, Snoop's a guy who has diversity, who has a style that's all him, who's done all different types of vibes, records, street shit, whatever. I'd pay to see that one. That's a good one.
So this is what they're talking about out there in these streets. Obviously, I can just continue to be bothered because these things are not going anywhere.
Somebody in IG asked why. Somebody on Instagram asked why Missy's not been brought up, and I think Missy's been brought up a lot.
But again, it's the same thing. Who do you put her up against?
Right. It's who do you put up against Missy? Because people have to remember Missy's been around since the early 90s. She's got hits as a producer, songwriter, singer, rapper, dancer, whatever you want, and she's in the Hall of Fame. So that's a conversation like we really got to.
And it's also that rap still feels like we have to separate male and female artists. So like you're not thinking about other men, like men that you could put up against Missy, like a Busta Rhymes. You're thinking what female artists, and when you say what female artists, it's like, okay, is it going to be a female rapper? Or is it going to be a female singer?
Honestly, I'm thinking of people because,
Nicki?
like I said, nah.
Catalog wise, I mean, they're not in the same bracket timestamp wise. I mean, I'm just asking a question. In terms of the size of the popularity of their hits?
Nicki just got her first number one hit today. After God knows how many
I'm
years.
so baffled by.
Me too. But she's a very talented person. She just lives in an era of popularity, right? She lives in the social media age where she has tremendous popularity. Never going to take that away from Nicki, nor talent, nor whatever. But material-wise, she can't hang with Missy. That's all I'm saying. It's not too many people that can hang with Missy.
I mean, it's social
media material,
me right
when
now
it comes to material.
Saying that. Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, we know we're not putting her up against.
I'm just saying.
We're not putting up like. I'm just trying to think. Like, if it had to be a female rapper, who would it be?
It wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, first of all, Missy's not. I get bothered when people call Missy a rapper. Because that's like one trick in her tool bag, and it's not even her best one. Missy's a singer, songwriter, producer, rapper. Probably last. But because she's black, when she went in the hall, they said, oh, female rapper, Missy. And I was just like, all right. The first time I heard Missy, she wasn't rapping no raps. But okay.
I don't know who it would be. And then on the singer side... Yeah, Missy you can't. Missy just got to go on and just do like a fireside chat with Timbaland.
I just want Missy to play records. That's it.
That's really it. And tell us how they came about.
I just want Missy to talk. Exactly. That's it. I just want Missy to talk and tell, like what Jill and them did. I want Missy to do that, but by herself.
Bring Mocha and Nicole Ray out and talk to them. Let's
maybe.
What's Mista doing today? Or is that their name? Not Mista. What was the name of the group?
That was the first group. Yeah, it was.
No, not them. I'm talking about the other dudes that Cheers to You. Those guys.
Oh God, you going back in the bag?
Player.
About 702.
Listen, player in the vocal production and songwriting that they lent to and background vocals that they lent to Nicole Ray's album. Good times. All right, so you brought it up. This week was a groundbreaking week for women in hip hop, albeit baffling.
It was.
Doja Cat's Say So remix just became Nicki Minaj's first Billboard Hot 100 #1. And I just, mind you, the first time that she was on the chart was 10 years ago. 10 years, and Nicki also now has a record for how long it took for her to hit #1. Because I'm trying to find what the number was, but it's something like she's had like over 100 entries. There we go. So this is Nicki Minaj's 109th song on the Hot 100 list.
Okay.
She is that's the longest that a Hot 100 topping artist has had to wait for a first #1.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Justin Bieber didn't hit #1 on the Hot 100 until his 47th entry, which was What Do You Mean? But yeah, it took 109 entries. Now, mind you, when they count these, they count your records. They also count your guest appearances, which is how this counts as the #1 for Nicki as well. But it took 109 songs for Nicki Minaj to get her first #1. The song is breaking all types of records. Somebody's echoing.
No, that's you hearing yourself. I'm just trying to make sure I can hear me.
Right, but I'm not.
Can y'all hear me on Facebook? Can they hear me on Instagram? That was me through
Facebook is saying they don't hear the guy.
All right.
But yeah, so okay, all the things that this record has, all the records that this record has broken. It is Doja Cat's first #1. It leaped from #6 to #1. Remember last week we were talking about how it came out a day or so after the Megan Thee Stallion remix, and so it didn't chart the same way. The Savage remix jumped from #4 to #2. So now you have 4 Black women, 4 Black female artists at the #1 and #2 positions. Let me see, what else is it? It is it jumped from #16 to #1 on the digital song sales chart. And then the Savage remix became #1 on the rap chart, I believe. So it's all kinds of dope shit. And then one writer who I follow on Twitter wrote an article 2 years ago that was talking about how maybe hip hop is finally ready for its moment for female artists. So to see this happen just 2 years later, when at the time, like, I think that there had only been like, I'm trying to pull it up because it was a fascinating number to me, but how far we've come in 2 years. Let me see if I can find it, since I don't really tweet like that these days.
No.
I do, but I don't. Okay, this is what it is. So the writer's name is Brianna Younger, and she wrote an article for The New Yorker in 2018 called "Is Rap Finally Ready to Embrace Its Women?" And she said, at the time I wrote this, only 5 women who rap had ever topped the Hot 100. Lizzo became the 6th, and then Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj became the 7th and 8th this week. So we haven't even had 10 female artists, 10 female rap artists top the Hot 100 yet. There's still room for you guys to like break barriers and boundaries and records and shit. It's a dope moment. This week we're looking at some interesting possible entries for the Billboard 200 album charts, which is, the album version of the Hot 100 singles. And they're projecting Nav's Good Intentions is going to be number one. They're expecting it to earn over 80,000 equivalent albums in the week ending May 14th, which is tomorrow on the radio, whatever.
Wow.
And they're expecting Khelani to come in at number 2 and Lil Durk to come in at number 3. And Bad Bunny just dropped the surprise project. Did y'all know Bad Bunny dropped the surprise project? Mikey? How is our resident Boricua not telling us things like this?
You're fired, Mikey.
But yeah, Bad Bunny dropped the project last week, and they're expecting that to be number 5.
Wait. Bad Bunny dropped a project last week?
Yeah, it's called Las que no iban a salir, the ones who weren't going to go out.
I didn't hear anything about that one.
Well, it's out there, and it's expected to sell 40,000 equivalent units.
Oh. Well, I guess you can do that.
It came out yesterday. No. It did it.
I guess you can do
3
that.
days ago.
I guess you can do that when you have a built-in audience.
Came out May 10th.
Oh.
So yeah, that's what the charts are looking like this week. And then Snoop Dogg is potentially going to top a Latin albums chart as a guest on I'm trying to find the name of the song. A guest on a group, a song by a Mexican group.
Wow.
Which I thought was interesting. Snoop don't give a fuck, yo. Snoop is just out here doing what he wants to do.
What kind of album does Snoop not have? Like, what has Snoop not done? He's got lullabies and all kind of stuff. Like, what does Snoop not have?
The song is called Que Maldición, which means, what a curse. And it's a song about a love curse. Mm-hmm. And it's by Banda MS and Snoop Dogg. Snoop's just out here living his life, his best life. I am not mad at it. So guys, yeah, that's this week's chart news. I feel like there's something else that happened this week that I felt like was important to talk to you guys about. I mean, obviously we're, coming to you on a Thursday, so there's really nothing that we can tell you or say about how important Andre Harrell was to hip hop music, to R&B music, to hip hop culture that you haven't heard already. We're going to share a clip from the interview that he recently did with the Breakfast Club on our IG page. It's just a clip. I definitely urge you guys to go and watch the whole thing. And if you don't know who Andre Harrell was, like, really is worth studying. Of course, we also lost the legends Betty Wright and Little Richard, both to cancer, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely Little Richard to cancer. Not sure what Betty Wright died of, and I believe they said that Andre Harrell died of heart failure. So
yes,
I think, and I posted this on Facebook when we found out about Andre Harrell and Little Richard, that it's as much as we talk about injustice and violence and the coronavirus and all the other things in the world, it's really, really important for us to talk about legacy. And it's really, really important for us to talk about people who have created a legacy by being unapologetically themselves. And I don't think that we can say that more about anybody than we can about Little Richard and about Andre Harrell in their own rights. So great debt of gratitude to both of those gentlemen for all that they have contributed to the culture and for allowing us to, be able to do the things that we do. Ghetto Fabulous led to Bujetto, which led to Sophista Ratchet. And who would I be without any of those things? So, yeah, you guys, this would be the part of the show where we could promote and advertise your things. Like Siz's thing. Sis has a thing. that
I
he
do have a
does on
thing.
Saturdays.
I do. It
Tell
is
us about
called.
it.
So it's called the Pull Up, actually, and we get together a bunch of dope songwriters and producers, and we do like a little around the horn style, passing the aux style showcase. Having a lot of fun. We got 4 different themes. We do 4 different rounds. Yeah, and we just show love, man. So if you have some stuff, you're a dope producer, songwriter, artist. You can send it to us. Go to bouncegang.com. That's BOUNCEGVNG.com/events and sign up. Yep, that's the food flyer.
There you go. That could have been your ad, but it wasn't. It was SZA's ad. I'm gonna drop in my ad. Boom. I used to do this little thing called the download on ADL Radio. Shouts to my ADL Radio family. It was a roundup of news and new music from the internet, and I used to do it every day. Since we're all stuck in the house right now and ain't a whole lot going on, I'm going to bring that back and do it weekly. And you can find that on definitely Instagram, maybe YouTube if Sis wants to work with me and help me figure out how to get to all the platforms. Because again,
I got you.
I am your technologically challenged auntie.
I got you.
Bet. So this is the portion of the show where we talk about new music that was released this week. And you and I have a way of conjuring up people that we thought were gone. And RMR is back.
RMR is back. And this is actually the remix of a song that came out that we talked about last week. So once again, shout out to Ism, an I Standard alum, my little brother. Super proud of him. But this time we got the Dealer remix with Little Baby and our guy Navadius.
Yes,
Navadius, aka Future.
So they dropped it with a video. It's kind of cool. In the video, each of the rappers are represented by like Greco-Roman statues, but you can tell that it's like Future's face, Little Baby's face, RMR's face, rapping. I am not mad at RMR's singing voice. He doesn't sing all the way through his verse. It was an interesting listen. I don't know that anything necessarily stuck out about it for me though. Like it just sounded like, whatever shit you would hear Future and Lil Baby on.
Well, it was kind of like they just jumped on the vibe and added to it. If you like Future, it extends the record. It's cool. It's an extension of the record. I like the record already. I think people like the record as is. So having somebody, Little Baby and Future's caliber jump on it just further solidifies that RMR is not going nowhere.
Has some money behind him, huh?
He's not going anywhere.
Oh, he has some money behind him. It's fine. Whatever it takes, guys. Whatever it takes. So we've talked about me and this Buju Banton project that I keep getting less and less excited about, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, he dropped a new joint called Memories with John Legend. I'm still not excited.
You didn't like it?
I'm not excited. I didn't. I didn't. And I'm fine with people not liking. I'm fine with things not working for me. It's a Buju project. When it drops, I'm still gonna stream the whole thing, probably more than once. A few bops will probably get added to some playlist somewhere. Buju is good for giving us. Buju's good for giving us a nice like reggae inspirational anthem. Buju Banton is the first person I heard that was not a gospel artist sing the Lord's Prayer on a record. And we listened to it. So I'm here for anything that Buju does, but I'm also not here for most things that John Legend does. So it's kind of where that split happened for me.
I didn't have a problem with the record. It's different. Like I feel like every Buju record I've heard so far, like none of them are really Buju yet.
That's my problem. That's exactly it. That's exactly what it is. I feel like I haven't heard it yet. Meanwhile, he's on Instagram talking cold cash about, how the government of Jamaica doesn't seem to be for the people and how they're handling this COVID thing. And, he's being what you would expect Buju to be, but it's just not translating on the records to me yet.
There you go.
So I've clearly been under a rock and didn't understand that Lloyd Banks and 50 Cent had beef. Did you know this?
I think it kind of came to light when we figured out that he was no longer on the label anymore, which I think happened.
What was this?
I want to say 2018, maybe. There was a quick announcement, like, no, he's no longer with them.
Well, shit, apparently I wasn't under a rock. I was in the whole cave. My bad. So yeah, Lloyd Banks dropped 2 freestyles this week. One is called Cold Summer. And the other one, I forget what it was called. I'm about to pull it up real quick and pray that the internet does not do me dirty and start playing the song immediately. But on the Cold Summer joint, the other one is called Painted Houses and features Vado. On the Cold Summers joint, which is Lloyd Banks rapping over Fabulous's beat, the first minute of the song is him talking about how he was humbled and he played it back and he had nothing but love and he was more dedicated to family and, his whole career he was downplayed. I'm like, wow. I had no idea. Don't know what's spurring this new cycle of music though. Do you?
No.
Did he get a new deal somewhere or something?
I mean, the biggest problem is that people have nothing else to do. So if you're a rapper, people are making music and putting it out.
All the it's a bunch of names that we've heard in the last few weeks too that we're just like, really? Really? Yeah, and Lloyd Banks is one of them. We got a new Mano joint this week called Hold You Down, which is over that Soon You'll Understand / the same beat that Alchemist used for Mobb Deep. Was it Mobb Deep? I think it was an Alchemist song featuring Mobb Deep. But Mano gave me in the first minute, just a minute of thank you for writing me while I was in prison, and I just couldn't. Who else we had just pop up in the last few days that it was just where have you been and why are you back?
Mano? Did we talk about Mano?
We just talked about Mano. Who was it that gave us? This is the first week that he hasn't given us something. Oh man, I am completely blanking. I don't remember who it was, but anyway, this is what's happening right now. DJ Muggs got a new record out. E40 just dropped the album. Too Short just dropped the project. Too Short and E40 made an appearance on Chris Brown and Slim Thug's project. The older rap Tech from Smith and Wesson just dropped the project. Dad rap back.
So yeah, shout out to Drawzilla. He was on the pull up a couple weeks ago. He played a couple of the records. He produced 2 records from that Tech project. I think it's called we talked about it a little bit. It's called The Pandemic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a popular title these days.
Clearly. What else would we call albums that come out during a pandemic? Speaking of which, Young Dolph on week 9 of the pandemic just came up with his COVID-19 entry. It's called Sunshine. I was listening to the song, not watching the video, but it sounded like he was taping it while he was at home with his kids and his girl. And I just don't understand why we're getting this video on week 9. Took him a minute. It's fine.
Don't say.
It's fine. Brockhampton got a new joint out called NST. They actually have 2 new joints out. I missed one of them, but the NST joint I really, really fuck with. Brockhampton is so baffling to me because unlike what's what's the crew out of Cali? Sid and them guys.
The internet.
No. But they're part. Are they
Oh,
part of
Odd Future.
Odd Future?
Well,
I'm
Odd
like
Future was
Odd
the
Future.
first thing, but that's over.
You said what?
Odd Future was the first thing, but that's been gone for a while.
But even when Odd Future was a thing, we knew the names of individual people within Odd Future.
We did.
I could not tell you any individual member of Brockhampton.
I couldn't, but maybe some of the younger kids could. I don't know any of them.
That's why they're fascinating to me, because anytime that you hear something from Brockhampton, like, you never really know what to expect. But this NSC joint, that worked very well for me. And we didn't even listen to much of it. Like, we listened to like a minute. And in that first minute, we got like 2 or 3 different artists already on it in a good, cohesive way. So y'all go check that out. And Migos back.
Samara. Yes.
Are they dropping a new project?
I don't know if they're dropping a new project, but they're definitely back with a single.
Okay.
And the single, guess who the best rapper on the single was? Takeoff. Listen, y'all disrespected my man Takeoff, and we're gonna have to talk about it. Okay. Again, Takeoff is because it was like affirmation. Like I said, oh, it's a new Migos song. Just in time for the conversation about who's the best member of Migos. The funny thing was, everybody on my Facebook was like, "Duh."
Right.
So I was just hoping that it wasn't just me, and clearly it wasn't. So you guys all rock. Shout to Quavo for the aforementioned reasons, and also Offset. I think Offset has a gangster vibe I fuck with. Quavo's like the commercial guy.
He's the top star of the group.
Yeah, but
Takeoff goes first. I was confused because like all 3 of them had spit verses by minute 2, by the end of minute 2. They did.
And then, they just have a long extended hook section.
Right, because the song is almost 4 minutes long, and everybody had already rapped their parts by the end of the second minute. So I don't understand how these kids do things. I do like with their video, and also with Cam just dropped the video for Medellin off of his Purple Haze 2 project. I like the fact that now we're starting to get some of the things maybe that people had taped before everybody kind of went into lockdown, and that they were maybe hoping to hold on to until after the lockdown, and now they're realizing that like that may not be until July or August for some people.
Right.
And so they're putting stuff out, because Cam's new video was actually shot in Medellin at Pablo Escobar's mansion. Naturally. Killer. Who else do we have this week? Oh, Daniel Caesar's back. Did you realize that Daniel Caesar was gone to begin with?
I just knew people didn't like Daniel for some reason.
Well, what happened was that Daniel Caesar's primary fan base is also the most active part of cancel culture Twitter. So once they stopped fucking with him because he said something about...
Is this Shea Butter Lotion Twitter?
Yes. This is Shea Butter Baby Twitter, 100%. This is Shea Butter Coconut Oil Twitter, 1,000%.
AKA biggest hypocrites on the planet Twitter. I got it.
Listen, that's how for me to debate.
I love them. I have lots of friends in that world.
Same. People think I'm in that world because of my hair, and then they get to know me, and it's very disappointing. And then they find out that I didn't watch a live with Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, and they're confused.
How dare you?
Like, but Ty, you have natural hair and you wear glasses. What do you mean? And you write poetry. What do you mean? You ain't watch that shit. But anyway, so that's what happened to Daniel Caesar. Like, he pissed off the people that wanted to cancel him are his exact fan base. And so when he dropped his last album, it went double wood. And so he just released 2 joints as part of Spotify's singles series. One is called Made to Fall in Love, which has this really dope little reggae vibe to it. And the other one is a live version of Cyanide, which was actually on that project that he dropped in December that nobody paid attention to. That was actually, and it's actually a bop. It's making me want to go back and listen to the album.
Yeah. No, really, I remember the whole cancel situation. It's unfortunate because he's put out some decent music. We covered his last project, but you gotta know where your bread is buttered. That's all I can
You
say.
gotta know what to say on the internet and what to say off the internet. You gotta know what goes in the group chat and what doesn't have a trace at all. Some shit you can only talk about. You can't leave no actual evidence that you said some of these things.
Facts.
You gotta do better. All right, so on to last week's releases. Again, if you head over to istandardproducers.com, you'll find the most extensive breakdown of album credits, starting with Nav's Good Intentions, which actually did not drop on Friday, it dropped on Thursday.
Tricky.
And this is his third album.
Something
I mean, that's what the site says. I'm very baffled by that.
That he has 3 albums already, or
yeah, that he has 3 albums already.
So a lot of people put out stuff and they just call it other things. Like, oh yeah, I put this whole thing out, but it's a mixtape. Oh, I put this thing out, it's an EP. Oh, I put this thing out, it's a street album. It's a playlist.
That's not why it surprised me. Like, I know we've been talking about Nav for a minute, but like I can't recall hearing anybody talk about a Nav project.
So we covered, I think it was Bad Intentions.
Oh, that's cute.
Not
Maybe
long
that's why
ago.
this title looked like it was a
familiar.
Yeah, I was like, oh, is this like I don't know, like is this a special edition something?
Yeah. So the album, it's got appearances from Lil Durk, Don Toliver, Thugger, Travis Scott, Future, Gunna, Uzi, and the late Pop Smoke. He called in all the favors. Production from Cardo, DJ Mustard, himself, Wallace Lane, and a bunch of other dope people. The homie B Corn, Wheezy. So I mean, you would think like this is instant, straight to the top of the charts.
Good Lord, 18 songs? Apparently it is. 18 tracks on this project?
Thanks.
Oh, for fucking what? Sorry. I'm sure they're great, Nav.
Nav is dope. I wonder like who does Nav make music for?
Right, because everything that I've heard recently sounded like Atlanta rap, and it was very confusing to me.
But Nav has kind of always sounded like that to me. I mean,
has he?
Yeah. Most of the stuff that I heard from it's been in the trap rap category. So it's like, okay, I get it. You're like the gangster Arab dude in Canada, but like, who listens to that? Is it other Arab gangster dudes? Like, it's not the same French Montana audience because French Montana appeals more to Americans. I'm just wondering, like, is it Canadians listening to Nav? Like, who listens to Nav? And it's not that I don't think Nav is good. It's just I don't really hear him. You know what I'm saying? Like, living in Atlanta, like, where have you been the last time somebody was playing a Nav record?
Never. Exactly. No. Probably a Nav show. Oh. Or like an A3C show. You know what I mean? Like, like ahead of an A3C show, you might hear some Nav stuff. I also don't think that I would know it was Nav if I heard it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like at some point I was somewhere and a Nav song came on and I only knew it was him because like I, did the little Google like identify the song thing. And it told me it was Nav.
I feel like I get him mixed up with somebody else. I can't remember who it is, but
is it Russ?
Another Canadian. Oh, who? Is it who?
I thought it Russ.
No, because Russ. I mean, it's another like Arab dude. Russ is just Russ.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We just found out that Russ is just Italian. Just Italian.
Which I always thought this what he was. But I know Nav's big thing is I'm an Arab dude. Kind of like Oz, the producer. That's it's an important thing to them.
You know what? I did know Nav had a project out previously because I feel like I talked about it back when I used to do my show. So yeah.
Yeah, so shout to Nav, man. I'm just trying to figure out, like, there's so much music coming out. I'm just trying to figure out where people fit. Like, how are the labels pitching them? I know, he's affiliated with, a lot of people in Canada, Drake and all these guys or whatever. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, where should I as a fan be interested? Who's
are Nav fans Logic fans?
That's so. I don't.
Just curious.
I mean, maybe they overlap, but Logic is a completely different guy. It's like, is the better question is
shit off of light skinned motherfuckers with similar haircuts. light skinned nigga with a Caesar wrap.
Ambiguous ethnic people.
My friend calls them suspicious mulattoes.
It's like the guy, I can't remember his name, the actor, and he plays a bunch of roles where he's like Latino.
Daniel Sunjata.
But
Daniel Sunjata.
Wait, is it that guy? I'm thinking the guy I'm thinking of. He was
on Sex and the City. He was on like a bunch of different things. He's been a light-skinned black man. He's been a Latino man. He's been a bunch of different things.
Is he like indigenous? Like he's Maori or something like that?
Maybe you might be talking about somebody different. Because this guy, it ended up being that like he was adopted and he's mix of a whole bunch of different things, but not one of them is black in any way, shape, or form. Maybe
Cliff Curtis. I'm talking about Cliff Curtis.
Okay, I'm about to look up and see who that is.
So when you see Cliff Curtis, you're gonna be like, yo, this dude is in all kinds of movies, playing the hood, like OG Latino guy, the gang member. Like he was in, I think he was in Gang Related. Yeah, Cliff Curtis. He's played so many roles. He's from New Zealand. He played in Training Day. He was in Live Free or Die Hard. Like, but he's always playing like the Spanish dude. Always.
Hold on. What's his name? Cliff Curtis?
Cliff Curtis. Ambiguous. So, funny story, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see? That guy. So, everybody out there is Googling him with us. Yeah, y'all know Cliff Curtis.
His name is mad, like British. Clifford Vivian Devon Curtis.
Like, it was wild because, like, he can play all these roles. Like, light-skinned OG, the uncle. So, we have a lot of those in hip-hop, too. Real quick, funny story, man. My homegirl is light-skinned black, and she's also from the same town where Ahmaud Arbery was murdered. And some racist went on her Facebook page under her video and said, "You don't even look black. You don't even look African-American." So
in 2020.
In 2020.
Y'all, be vigilant out there. Shit is real.
Watch out.
Still real.
Hey, shout to my guy right here, Joe Exotic.
No, we're not shouting.
Have seen the latest Netflix special.
Wait, there's a new one?
It's like an after show.
Oh, with Joel McHale?
Yeah.
Lord, man. Now, you talk about racists. Whew.
I'm just trying to figure out when they're going to arrest Carol Baskin. That's all. That's what we're waiting on.
Oh, Carol.
Because Carol, he did
killed her husband. As TikTok has told us from their remix of Savage. Lil TJ dropped a project called State of Emergency.
Yes, he did.
I'm going to guess by the song Zoo York featuring Fabio Foreign and Pop Smoke that Lil TJ is also one of these Brooklyn drill cats.
I know Lil TJ's had a lot of beef with people. That's what I know.
This track list makes me feel so old because I don't know who anybody is that's featured on here except for Fabio Foreign and Pop Smoke.
Well, I mean, he was born in 2001, so.
So, like, I literally could actually be his mom.
You could. He's from the Bronx.
Again, I literally actually could be his mom.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the Bronx in 2001.
So he's more, I guess, I mean, he's in that, like, he's like a drill rapper, I guess. But he had a couple collaborations with Polo G.
Okay. So is it still considered Brooklyn drill if the artist is from the Bronx?
No.
Okay. What is it then?
And
is it New York drill or is it just drill?
We're still trying to solve this drill thing. How many episodes later?
I don't know. We're going to figure it out.
We are.
Maybe we'll call this episode Okay Boomer Part 2. Yeah. Running down the production on here. I'm gonna let you do that because I don't know who any of these people are, and I'm sure that you might. Axel Beats, I know who that is.
So if Axel's on it, it's definitely drill.
Well, he's on the one song with Fabio Foreign called "Shoot for the Stars." That's
well, yeah, obviously. So like the two main producers I'm seeing the kid 808 Mello and
he's on here
Axel.
too.
So those guys are like the main like drivers of that sound. But he's got some other joints. Am Depths, Sweet Tune, High Quill on the production. Bordeaux, Non-Native, Axel, obviously. We got Great John, Ben's Music, Real Beats. These sound like a bunch of random names that he found on YouTube. But shout to those guys. 808 Mello, like we said. Aria the producer. Listen, I'm all for new producers breaking in the game. And I'm sure you're gonna see some of these names pop up again and again because that's how waves start. But they all sound like some YouTube ass producers.
YouTube ass producers.
I'm on like from overseas. So he said I'm going to get all the London producers from London. But
I love how these kids are just coming together to make music. Shouts to them. And may they have as long and prosperous careers as the OG E40, who is now on, like, nobody even knows how many albums E40 has out. I don't think E40 knows how many albums he's released.
Oh my God. I mean, he's got to be nearing 50.
I'm not even going to try to pull that up.
And that's not even counting his mixtapes.
Right.
Did we write that down? Because we usually say, hey, Darren didn't even try. Forget it. And I don't blame him.
So this one is, I guess, more of an EP. It's only 5 songs. Well, it says EP, duh. It's 5 songs called The Curb Commentator Channel 1. I don't know if that means we're getting a channel 2, 3, 4, or 5.
With E40, who knows? It's
probably
possible.
40.
But you know what? He always comes with a bop per project, though. Like, and I'm going to go in here and figure out what that is for this one. But I'm not mad. Like, E40 doesn't make music where I'm like, yo, stop making music. He's right. E40. He's got his thing. He's got his audience. But he literally always gives me a record I really like. Like, on the project before that, he had to Chase the Money joint. With it was actually how I got into Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch was on the hook, and I was singing the hell out of that hook. And I was
and that's the cool thing, because I was going to say that, like, on this project, he actually has K-Camp on one of the songs. So the fact that he does reach to younger artists, but not in a corny way, not in a way where he's trying to hop on their wave, but in a way where he brings them into what he does normally anyway, I think is really dope.
I got to join Wiz Khalifa, the OG Sugar Free. His son produced the first record, Droopy. Shout out to Droopy.
I forgot that was his son.
Yeah, man. DJ Fresh, Pro Hozak Music, Wreck the Beats, and Decades. Shout out to those guys. And shout out to Be Legit also.
Lil Durk dropped a project called Just Cause Y'all Waited, and I really wanted to know who was waiting. It's called Just Cause Y'all Waited too.
Women,
and I was like, oh, people were waiting?
Women who like toxic niggas like Lil Durk who, yeah. They're Lil Durk fans. Now, Durk's got an audience, man. He's got Durk's been around for a while. He's got an audience. People come to his shows. People listen to his music. Everybody's got a thing, and he's in somebody's playlist. Durk might show up in my playlist. You never know. You know what I mean? I'm not a hardcore Durk fan, but I do respect his talent.
15 songs on this joint too.
Yeah. Featuring Lil Baby, Polo G, got Gunna on here.
Somebody point me to the 3 songs I need to listen to.
G Herbo on Chirac Demon. What's up with this? So everybody a demon now, huh? That's the new slang, because I heard Khelani said it. Obviously, the Brooklyn Drill Cats is saying it because.
Sis, we couldn't all be savages forever.
Oh, so now we're demons.
They're demons. I am not. I am a child of God. Yeah, let me know what songs I need to go listen to on here. Oh shit! Is this child's name really Dirk?
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No.
Come on, man. Where you been at?
Clearly, listen, I just told you I didn't. No, clearly I was not paying attention to Lil Durk at all. What's funny is there's a picture of me and Lil Durk on the internet somewhere, and I've interviewed him in person.
But you didn't know his name was Durk.
I didn't know that was the kid's real name.
Listen,
DMRK.
I love reading these credits because there's a producer named Geraldo Live.
That is his real name?
No, I hope not.
That's his producer name.
That's his producer name. Shout out to him because he probably wasn't even alive when Geraldo got a chair thrown at his ass. But
oh man,
I love it.
Haley Steinfeld dropped a project also called Half Written Story. It's an EP,
and it's really good.
I have not heard it.
It is really good. I love Haley's voice. She's a very talented singer. Most of y'all will know her from the Spider-Man cartoon, Into the Spider-Verse. She played the girl version of Spider-Man. I'm blanking.
Was it Gwen?
Yeah, she played Gwen. Yeah. So she voiced Gwen, rather. So that's how most people probably know. It's a really good project. I would definitely say take a listen. It's a quick project. It's only
5 tracks.
5 tracks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it in one sitting. It was pleasant.
So Khelani.
Hey.
Khelani has a project called It Was Good Until It Wasn't.
And the project is good.
It's really good. It's really good. Even for my old cynical, like, sis, really, are we gonna cry about the same toxic nigga over and over again? You know, and I heard the first song. The first song is called Toxic, and we've heard, you know, that was the first single that she put out. We've all heard it. We know who it's about. When I was listening to Toxic, I was like, yeah, she's going back. Like, and she, like, listen, let's just be clear. She knows she's trying to convince herself on the first record that she's not going back, but we all know she's going back. And by the end of the project, what was she doing?
Going back.
Going back.
Took her ass right back.
It's a really well-produced project, not just saying the production, like the beats, but also just the vocal production on this project. Really, really good. Like, again, the subject matter doesn't appeal to me personally at my current point at this big age in my life, but it's a really good album. And
we somewhere will have a whole section dedicated to that album. But real quick, I just wanted to shout out Jahan Sweet. I wanted to shout out Pop and Oak. There are a lot of other producers involved with this project, but those three kind of were the backbone of the sound. Mm-hmm. The sound is amazing.
Yeah,
it's a dope project, man. You know, my favorite is Jhené Aiko, the duet with those
Change
two.
Your Life, and
the James Blake record. I had to say that James Blake record is a whole movement. You know, shout out to James Blake.
It is.
It's a really, really good project. So make sure you're in the right mental space when you listen to it.
Listen, if you are teetering between going back to a toxic relationship, don't listen to this project. Listen to it after you've made up your mind. Whichever way you decide, this project will reinforce that. If you decide, fuck that, I don't want this toxic shit anymore, there's music on there for that. If you decide, but he really loves me and I can't leave this nigga alone, then there's some songs for that there as well.
Also, shout out to Nisha.
Nisha Charles definitely wrote her ass off on a few of these records.
This song, we have some. This song is going to break social distancing for some people. Some of y'all are going to hear this, and y'all going to catch COVID-19. I'm sorry. Y'all going to listen.
No. This is the album for the niggas that have not been distancing. Period. Like they've seen each other at least once a month since this whole shit started.
Look, yo, shout to my look. I was in the Uber, and the Uber homie was like, "Yeah, I've had a couple of creeps, and I've been dropping off some creep passengers. So y'all out there, y'all think it's a joke, man? Don't let Khelani get you in trouble."
In addition to James Blake and Jhené Aiko, the project also features Tory Lanez. It features Lucky Day. It features Masego, and then Ty Dolla Sign lends some background vocals to one of the joints, actually to the first joint, Toxic. Again, I can't say enough about the vocal production on this project. Like it's really, really well done. And even, you know, Khelani obviously what I really like is the subject matter is uniform, but the songs don't sound the same at all. Like it's a good variety of music on there. Nothing, ain't no club bops though. Which y'all know I lived for one of those. I didn't get any of that from this project. This is all break up to make up music.
You were really not happy with the fact that there's a song with club in the title that you thought somehow, I don't even know how you did, but you thought it was going to be a club song.
Listen, Masego gives us enough of these like borderline drum and bassy, like Chicago house-ish records that I figured this was gonna be our, freak 'em dress, just fuck 'em girl, like me and my girls going out tonight record. It wasn't that at all.
And I didn't think that at all. I knew that sax was gonna come in and it was gonna be melancholy. And because it's called Hate the Club?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
But to give y'all an idea of like what this project is like, it's called Hate the Club. And the hook says something like, I hate the club. I really only came here because I knew you were going to be here. And maybe after I have a drink or two, I'll get up the nerve to come talk to you. What?
COVID-19.
Stay home, sis.
Social distancing.
Stay home.
It ain't worth it.
But no, real talk, great project. Salute to Khelani on this, to all the people involved. You'll have to pay attention. Like even when you look at the credits that we have on the site, there are some samples. They're not listed as what's sampled per se, but if you pay attention, you'll catch it.
Super well done. Super well done. Shout out to Denise Dion in the credits. She says she loves that project. We do too.
We also had one. So Larry June and Cardo dropped an EP called Cruise USA.
Mm-hmm. And for those who remember, Cruise USA was one of the most popular games in the arcade.
Is that what that's from?
Mm-hmm. Cruising USA. Ready, go.
A lot of very R&B-ish beats.
It was wavy. It really had like, for me, it sounded like Cushion OJ-ish. Like it sounded like something I would hear Wiz on. And it was dope because Larry doesn't sound like Wiz. He brought his own energy flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that was kind of like that Cardo. Cardo's got a lot of bags. But yeah, this joint, it had chords. It was melodic, like, and still being trap. And I think that's a lot of what we know Cardo for as well.
So y'all go check that out. And then last but not least, Deante Hitchcock dropped a new project today or yesterday, if you're listening to the show on Thursday, and it's called Better. And from what we could tell on the credits, it looks like Deante produced all the songs. I tried to text him to verify that. Haven't heard back yet, but it looks like he produced every single track on the project.
Whole thing.
And from what we've heard so far, because again, it dropped today, we didn't realize it dropped, so we didn't get a chance to really go through the whole thing. We're definitely going to review it on the site probably by Friday. You'll find that in the chopping block section of iStandardProducers.com. But it is, from what we heard, very like good beats. It's, Deante Hitchcock linking up with some other young MCs from the South who have a lot to say without necessarily falling into a particular box or sounding like what people would expect Atlanta artists to sound like. Young Nudie is on there. JID is on there. He has a song that features Miguel and Saint Beauty. He has a joint on there with Black. So, a lot of sound like some heat to me. I'm excited. I fuck with Deante the long way, so I can't wait to actually get into this project and listen to it.
Word.
I don't know what's happening. My computer's doing weird things. All right, you guys. Just want to take this moment while we figure out what my computer's life is about to remind you once again that, this is a platform that is sustained by advertising, and we would love to help you get the word out about your products, events, releases, services. In a minute we might start opening this up to what was that shit? Missed opportunities.
Mm-hmm. And also, you like my cool backgrounds? These cool backgrounds could be your product
They could be your product.
instead of Roseanne's living room.
My flag is back there because it is May, and May is Haitian Heritage Month, and May 19th, May 18th is Flag Day, so it's coming up soon. And I'm always representing for my people, so you see it back there. All right, let's get into this week's new releases. According to the internet, Future's back on Friday. He has a new project called High Off Life.
Jesus.
21 tracks.
Oh boy. Ay Dios mío.
Features from Drake, Travis Scott, Lil Uzi Vert, and more. DJ Esco is the executive producer. And Last Name, 100 Shooters, Tycoon, Life is Good, and the Life is Good remix are featured on this project. I have heard none of these songs except for Life is Good and the Life is Good remix.
So are we just doing hard drive dumps at this point? Is everybody Chris Brown right now?
Apparently.
That's
Although, Future's been good for doing 1 minute songs. So I don't know how long these songs are. And somehow when I look at the track listing, which is up on the Epic Records IG page, it doesn't look like 21 songs, but it is.
It is.
Dirk on there, Thug on there, NBA Youngboy on there, and Meek Mill is on there.
We got a Bon Jovi project.
In 2020, I really don't understand why.
It's actually called Bon Jovi 2020.
Well, of course. Why? What else would it be called?
I feel like that's a title from 1985.
Hey guys, if we make it to the year 2020, let's drop an album and call it that. Charlie XCX.
Yay!
It's coming out this Friday as well. Kind of light on urban releases though. Moneybagg Yo is doing a deluxe version of Time Served.
Got Conway the Machine and Big Ghost. No One Mourns the Wicked.
Polo G got a new project coming out called The Goat. Smoke Perp got a project coming out called Florida Jit, and just that title touches my heart.
We got Noah Cyrus, the younger brother of Miley.
Sister.
Noah's a girl?
Noah is a girl.
Why did I think that was a boy?
No, Noah's a girl. Noah is Miley Cyrus's little sister. And Weezer has a new project coming out called Van Weezer.
Van Weezer.
There's a new Scooby-Doo movie coming out.
What?
And so that soundtrack comes out on Friday. And the only reason why this is even remotely on my radar is because the girl, what's her name? Jalea, who came up with the lottery dance.
The Renegade, yeah.
They brought her on to do a little thing with Scooby, with the Scooby character. She made up a dance for one of their promos.
Nice.
For the movie. And that just made my heart.
So what's it coming out on?
What, the project?
No, the movie.
That's a very good question. I'm assuming streaming. Okay, Scoob is what it's called. All caps, exclamation point. It's the first full-length animated Scooby-Doo adventure for the big screen. It was supposed to be for the big screen. It's coming out this Friday. And I'm trying to see where. They all look brand new, it's a fresh new design for it. And again, it's set for digital release. Jesus, why is it so hard for me to actually find the information that I want?
Okay, so probably Amazon and all those little places.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to do the same thing they did with Trolls and basically drop it for $20 on everything.
Okay, cool. See you on Cody.
Which means I won't be watching it until it's available for less than that. I'm sorry, you guys. $20 to sit at my house, bro. I ain't got no reclining chairs. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no surround sound. I don't want to pay $20. I don't want to pay $20 to watch some shit in my house.
I'll be in here. I'll watch Onward with the kids, so we'll be watching Scoob.
You have children. You spending that $20 makes a little bit more sense, and you know that if you took all your kids to the movie theater, it would come out to more than $20.
Jesus Christ! I don't even want to talk about my movie bills.
Because I know that you're the dad that only wants to go see shit in IMAX.
No,
and
no,
it's
no.
for y'all.
So my kids have champagne taste.
Of course they do. Oh, actually, no, wait. Oh no, that's a different Scooby Doo. I was like, wait a minute, it looks like it's cheaper than that, but no, not for me.
If y'all want to see Scooby, we could do like a Zoom premiere. I'll watch it with the homies. We actually watched The Last Dance. Oh, so we really haven't been talking about The Last Dance too much.
Because I don't have ESPN. Somebody needs to break me off.
Somebody needs to hook up Ty with ESPN Plus. All you people out there who got the Disney Plus bundle with Hulu, holler at Ty because you can watch it through that. But the music has been super lit. I need to find out
because I haven't heard anybody talk about the music.
I need to find out who's the music supervisor for this particular brand. A lot of different vibes coming up. So definitely check that out. You have it.
Is there anything that stands out off the top of your head that's on there?
No, I mean they played Public Enemy. They played a bunch of different joints. Like it was like because each story is told in a different time period. So like you got like Spike Lee and the whole Mars Blackman joint. They played like Tribe and all different kinds of stuff. It kind of jumps around a whole bunch of different. I want to get the complete list. I'm surprised, or maybe Tidal did do a playlist. But I'll look that up. A playlist is definitely necessary because they've been playing some jams. If you haven't, because a lot of people, they show like the recaps of the episodes before the new ones. So this Sunday, I think are the final two. So
somebody hooked me up before Sunday.
Shout out to Michael Jordan for just being petty as fuck.
Yo, this is what I keep hearing, that Jordan is low-key a sociopath.
Bro, listen. This guy is using this as the opportunity to trash everybody, including his own teammates. Scotty's not happy today. They said Scottie Pippen's not happy with his portrayal. Yeah, he played you like the sidekick guy who, was too dumb to sign a contract. And, it's just, he's come at everybody. And everybody's on the defense. Charles Barkley, Isaiah.
Yeah, I saw he was mad.
Just a bunch. This guy laughed at Gary Payton. Because first of all, you interviewed Gary Payton. Let's set the tone. This is Michael Jordan's documentary.
Okay.
You had them go interview your enemies so they could come back and show you the footage so you could laugh at it on tape. Like there's literally Jordan in his house. They're showing him like, yo, this is what Isaiah said. This is what so-and-so said. And last week, this is what Gary Payton said. Gary Payton said, if they would have let me stick him, I had figured out. I got him tired. I remember the 96 finals, Mike. When Gary Payton was on you, he wasn't doing that great, sir. I'm sorry. And he didn't really get to stick you completely until game 4, I believe, which they won. They won the elimination game. They, whatever the case may be. But that's neither here nor there. Point is, Jordan took the footage, was watching it on an iPad as he was saying it, and bust out laughing. So the Jordan crying meme is now gone. Now we got the Jordan sociopath laugh.
I've seen that. I didn't know what it was about.
He is the king of petty, man. And listen, Mike said some real shit. He said it takes a certain personality to win. And y'all wouldn't know because y'all haven't won. And that's not verbatim, but that's pretty much what he said. And being someone who tries to will people to win more than they actually want to, I get it. Everybody might have talent, but not everybody wants to win. There are people in this game, even in music, that are successful because of their actual production rate. Not because of their talent, because they actually produce. And a lot of people, we know way too many people who are fire, they're dope at what they do, but they don't know how to execute. They don't know how to see it through. I've spent a career, and shout out to everybody I've ever worked with, but I've spent a career trying to drag people championships.
And we have a lot of people that we talk about all the time. Like, why aren't they bigger? Why aren't they further along? Why aren't more people talking about them? We say that shit all the time.
I'm going to do a Michael Jordan type documentary on all you motherfuckers. I'm going to laugh. I tried to make y'all winner.
Lord.
But you want to be Gary Payton.
That's everything we have for you guys this week.
That's it.
Y'all.
Hey, man.
I feel like this is shorter than usual. Am I delusional?
No, we're right about it's a little bit, but I just want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. This is an experimental live. It's our first time. We'll make sure that all the kinks are ironed out. Thank y'all for hanging us. We'll let you know ahead of time that we're doing this.
Next time.
So you know when to tune in. But yeah, Chopping Block, episode 19, we're done.
No, because we haven't signed out the show properly yet.
Oh no, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean like we're done. Yeah, you know how we do. You know how we do.
Once again, this is the Chopping Block. Oh my God, if I could talk. The Chopping Block podcast. This is the audio iteration of our credit check feature on iStandardProducers.com, which is the most extensive listing of album credits that you will find on the internet, as well as the Chopping Block, our track by track album review that we do on the site, which is officially back this week. You can catch us on all podcast platforms, new at 3 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. And he is at Scissor215 on all platforms.
I'm not really in prison.
Is that what that background is? I thought it was an office.
Oh, look at my. Hold on, let me show you my toilet. I
haven't saw that.
There's my bunk right there. You know what I'm saying? My little window.
I thought it was supposed to be a cubicle.
Get my sunlight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she is at Saint Boogie on everything except Facebook. And don't look up her or me on Facebook. Stop sending me friend requests, y'all. Let me
put an asterisk on that. If you go send me a blind friend request on Facebook, at least introduce yourself and tell me why the fuck you want to come to my house. Because Facebook is like my living room.
You know why? Because y'all want to join my timeline and argue with my mama, and we gonna have to fight in real life.
Oh yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, y'all listen. You got opinions, that's cool. But if we know each other in the music space, keep it in the music space. I got a fan page over there you can interact with.
If we have more than 20 music industry people in common and I don't actually know your face, I'm not adding you. So there's that. But Twitter, IG, wide open. My dog has an Instagram page. Y'all can go follow Kiko Be Chillin'.
Your dog got Instagram already?
Yes, because Kiko, we're trying to figure out how to do this, but I think Kiko is going to be a celebrity dog influencer on Instagram. She's going to be shade room for celebrity dogs.
One of my favorite dogs to follow is No Malice's dog.
There we go. What's his name?
Abraham.
I'm about to go find that. That's really what I'm going to do. As soon as I follow enough celebrity dog or dog influencers on IG, Kiko going to start blogging about them and reposting pages just like Shade Room and shit.
Let's get it.
It's going to be lit. Anyway, the brand, the podcast is at the Chop Block. Oh my God. At the Chop Block on everything except for Instagram, where it is simply at Chop Block Pod. At the Chop Block Pod on everything else, at Chop Block Pod on Instagram. And the brand is at iStandard. And now we are out until next week.